Hello, and welcome to the 127th episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. It's been a week. A generally productive week. I didn't even count. 4 works in progress that I actually worked on. One that I didn't work on in the past week, and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to get started on it like this morning, and ended up picking up something else. So, meh. So let's get started. I got no finished objects, and I've got no new cast-ons. I'm trying not to have any new cast-ons right now. So that is pretty good. So I think I will start with these ones, my share a pair socks. So, was it Monday? Was it Monday? Or was it yesterday? I don't know. The Love and Stitches membership had there was an interview. No, it wasn't the interview. It was something I was watching no, it wasn't. Let me correct myself. It's like I forgot how to speak. So I believe Natalie had a thing about some organizational and getting ready for Advent and all that kind of stuff. And I've seen her do this before. And it just really hit home to me about how she times everything as like, okay, well, it takes me this long to do this. How much more time can I break this up and get this finished in a reasonable amount of time? And it got me started on it. So I made myself a list, which I guess I'll talk about later. But anyways, it made me pick up a project. I decided by the time I finish this, I am going to have 10 rows done. I did even more than that. So let's see. Last week. Nope, wasn't last week. So I finished, the one sock. You guys saw that last week of my share a pair sock. And then this week, I don't remember if I had started the heel last week or not, because I'm not certain if I moved it, but I don't think I did. So I got this one done. I made it to, I finished off the leg, the rest of the leg. And then I put in my, which heel did I do for this? I did, I forgot what it's called. Shadow wrap heel. I did a shadow wrap heel. And then afterwards, I worked on the foot. My goal was to get 10 rows done. And like, I'm 15 rows away, about 15 rows away from starting the toe. So I am very, very happy about that. The yarn I use, as per usual, I can't remember it. I just know that this color is from Riverside Studio, but I don't know the colorway name. And the other one I had gotten from an exchange with somebody, and I lost the paperwork that it went with, much to my dismay. So I am almost at a finished pair of socks for this. I think at the rate I'm going, I can finish this by the end of this week. So I'll have one less thing I have to worry about on the needles. So let's put that away. Okay, that's all in. Next project. Let's start with the hairy socks. So I didn't pick these up again until last night while I was on one of the Zoom calls, just to keep myself entertained. I didn't do that much, just a little bit, just that. But I'm making good progress. I'm still trying to figure out my gauge for this, because according to what I measured, it's like 10.5 stitches per inch, which seems like a lot on a 1 US needle. This does not look tight to me, so I don't understand what I'm doing differently. Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna put a picture up and see if you guys might be able to figure out where I'm going wrong with what I'm counting. I left notes on the picture itself. Hopefully that might make sense. But the yarn that I'm using for this is from Area 51 Fibers in the colorway Hairy. So that's that. Next. I didn't touch my twisty staircase. That's the one I didn't touch. So I will work on that probably later on today after I finish everything and continue going. So for this one, this is my 3-leaf socks. And I actually like the way that this turned out. So it's a toe-up sock from the book 52 Weeks of Socks, and the designer for this one is PAULA. Every week I get it wrong, but I always make sure I type it up properly underneath. So So here it is. Last time you had seen, I had made it past the heel, and I was just working on finishing off that last chart before I put in the cuff. So I finished that. I put in the cuff, and afterwards I started on the toe for the second sock. I haven't made it that far, but that's okay, because one of those projects that needs a chart. So if I'm doing something on a screen, I can't really get to see the chart. So that's it. That's how far I've made it on there. I think I've done pretty good. The yarn that I'm using for this is by SKEIN or Shine in the colorway GRAMMIE'S Banana Bread. I love it. And I put it on and it felt absolutely amazing. I am excited to work on this because it's almost done. So it's kind of there like, yay. So I'm happy. And I like that. I like the length. It is longer than what I wanted from last week, but I knew that it was, unless I was going to start ripping all the way back to the heel, I knew that was not going to happen. So I'm happy with the state that it ended up in. So that's almost another new pair of socks. This definitely will not be done for next week, but I have it charted out. Next, my other work in progress. This is for shawlography. I am going to go under the assumption you've either seen it, you don't want to see it, or you don't care. Either way, I'm going to show off the progress that I have made on it. It's not much. I'm still on clue 2, but I'm not even on my way out, because I know there's like 2 more things I got to do before I actually finish clue 2, before I can get into clue 3. But I feel like I am finally making progress again. Hold on, just to make sure I don't lose any stitches. So, yeah. So this is where I am in it. This is a triangle section. After the triangle section is something about baubles. That's the next thing I'm going to have to do after I finish the section. So I am working on this section for section 2. Sorry, for clue 2. And I like the way that it's working out. Last time you had seen, I was, at the beginning of the triangles. Now I'm at the end. No, I'm about halfway through the triangles. But it's looking really cool. I'm loving the way that the colors are playing together. And I am looking forward to this shawl. I really am. I may actually wear it. I think I said last week after I saw it on Vincent from Les Garçons, there is a good chance I might actually have this go around the winter with this thing wrapped around my neck. There is a very, very good chance of it. Yeah, I will, if I remember, I'll try and leave if you want to find out the yarn I'm using for it, because it's like 5 different skeins. It's a lot. So I'm going to see if I can remember to put a link to my shawlography on Ravelry. So that if you're interested in seeing what yarn I used for it, that's where it will be listed. Okay. Let's put this away. And, sorry. And that is, there really isn't that much. Since I got no cast-ons, no finished objects, I don't have any stash enhancement because there's nothing that I'm waiting for. I haven't ordered anything. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm okay with that right now because I've got quite a few stuff that I'm working on, and I don't really want to worry about stuff too much. So I'm good with that. Let's see what else. Oh, maybe I can talk to you about the organizational thing that I've been doing. Let me just pull it up for myself. Okay, let's start. Okay, so I had a general idea as to what I wanted to do for my projects for next year. So I on my list, I divided the year up into 4 quarters. I'm pretty certain I didn't talk about this last week. If I did, I'm sorry, bear with me. So, so there are 4 quarters that I broke up the year into, which is going from like January to March, April to June, June to September, October to December, right? And in each one of those, my plan, hopefully, I make no guarantees, is that I get a sweater done and 3 pairs of, 1 sweater and 3 pairs of socks done. If I happen to do more than that, that is absolutely awesome, but I'm going to try my best. The socks are not going to be a problem. That I know for certain I'm going to be able to do. It's the sweaters that I'm more concerned about. I already have yarn in mind. I might have talked about this part. I have yarn in mind for at least one of them, or maybe two of them, I know what I'm going to be getting. So that's fine. But based on the video that I saw on from Nitty Natty, from the Love and Stitches podcast, she had a thing where she was getting ready for Advent, which what she was trying to do was to clear off her needles as much as possible so that when Advent starts, she has clear needles and less projects to worry about, and just worry about the Advent stuff and maybe a few other things, but nothing too much. So I'm thinking to myself, well, since I already have next year generally sorted, what am I supposed to be doing up until January 1st? So I decided to break it down. That's what I worked on yesterday. So I wrote down where I was for all of my stuff on the needles, and there's more than what I thought. I have my share pair. Okay, I've got the hairy socks over here. Yep. I got shawlography. I got 3 leaves. The 3 leaf socks. I've got the twisty staircase. On top of that, I also have my woolen honey sweater, which I have not worked on in weeks. I have gingerbread socks, which is something that I actually pulled out a couple of months ago, and I looked at them. They're like, I forgot I even had these. All I had to do was bind off the toe for 1 sock. That's all I had to do. Bind off the sock for 1 sock. And I haven't done it. So I'm going to try and get that one done because as soon as possible. And then there's still the rose cardigan where I have to seam it and then knit the collar, the shawl collar that goes all the way around it. So I broke it up down by weeks as to what I can work for and what my goal is for each one of those weeks. So we'll take next week for an example, because I started it from the November 21st, right? Yep, 21st to the 27th. So a lot of these are subject to change because I've already made it past it, because I didn't schedule anything for this week and I just got started yesterday and the day before. So let me let you know what I got. So I had my share a pair of sock. So for next week, I was supposed to finish that second sock, finish the leg for the hairy socks, finish the first sock for the gingerbread socks, and finish the foot portion of 3 leaves. Guess what? For the share a pair of socks, I am almost finished the foot, much as doing the toe. I'll get that done. I can get that done well before next week, Friday or Saturday night. I can get that done well before that. I'm working on the leg for the sock, and we'll see where that gets me. I can finish off the toe for that first sock real soon. I can do that today. Probably while I'm doing the edit for this podcast, I can do that. And for the 3 leaves, yeah, that's okay. So because I'm getting those done a little bit earlier, and I'm actually like I'm a good chunk of the way through for the stuff I'm supposed to be doing for next week. The week after that, going from the 28th to the December 4th, that's when I put down that I will start working on shawlography. Guess what? I'm a good chunk of the way through Clue 2 section 7. So at the rate that I'm going, I should be actually able to finish that probably by the end of next week. So there's definitely going to be some adjustments because I'm ahead, and I prefer to stay ahead than fall behind, because if I fall behind, it will be like dragging my feet. I don't know, but I got a good amount of stuff that are all scheduled up until the end of December, and hopefully that will work out pretty good. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, and I'm saying the prayers that I will not fall behind. That's my hope. If I get ahead, that's even better. Yeah, so I think that's everything for the general plans for next year and for the end of this year. I think the only other thing I wanted to talk about was my sock blankie. So, last week Friday, I put in my 70th square out of the 100 that I'm supposed to be doing until the end of this year. I am so proud of myself. Let me just because I did a whole stats thing. I did an Instagram post about it because I was so excited about what I was doing. Okay. So for this one, yeah, I currently have 677 little squares on my blanket. I got a long way to go because I'm supposed to have, by the time I finish this blanket, it's supposed to be 1446. So it's going to take quite some time, but I'm happy with the progress that I have made on it. I've managed to generally keep up, and if I did fall behind, I was able to catch up within a couple of days. I'm very happy and proud of myself for keeping up the way that I wanted to. I actually did some things that I didn't do before. I took a measurement of the current state of the blanket. It is 65 inches wide. The goal when I started this originally, my mind did not realize just how big and how long this was going to take. I wanted it to fit over my queen size bed. So it goes over both sides and it hangs down by an okay amount. Height wise, or what the height, I don't know how high it's going to be, but the height currently for it is 38 inches. It's getting big. It's getting there now. And I'm really happy. I'm loving it. Like, basically, I laid it out. I put it down on the living room floor. I opened up the windows. I took my pictures. I tried to use a panoramic picture thing on my iPhone. I can't do that. It looks horrible. I took my pictures and I even laid down on top of it. The thing is it longer? No, I think I'm still a little bit tall. Either way you look at it, like it's coming along so well. Yeah. So at the end of December, because it's supposed to be December 31st, it's supposed to be my last square that I'm supposed to be putting in, I think, depending as to whether or not that's on a weekend. If not, it'll be like the 30th or something like that. So I am really liking the way that this blanket's turning out. However, when I reach to the end of the year, I will be taking some time off from it. I'm tired. I'm tired of looking at it. Right now, I'm tired of looking at it. So I'll put it away for probably about a month, and then maybe I'll pick it up and, you know, do a little bit here and a little bit there. Go back to like how it used to be until I decide I'm going to do like another 100-day thing. At least now I know I can do it and I can actually keep up with it. Let's see. Anything else? I'm kind of upset about a birthday gift that I tried to get for my youngest brother. His birthday is at the end of next week. I ordered his gift from the end of September, and they said they shipped it. I haven't seen it. I've sent emails about it. I haven't got back a response. Like nothing at all. Like no, oh, we're looking into it, or not even one of the automated messages that's saying that, you know, somebody will be with you soon or something. There's been absolutely nothing. So I'm pretty much convinced that either it's never going to come, or it was sent by ship. And right now, not a good time for things to be sent by ship. So maybe eventually it'll arrive and then he'll get it, or he will never get that and I have to find something else to get for him. I have an idea, but I'm gonna see how I play it out, because I think it'd be great to spend the time with him and say, you know, because I know he loves books, so maybe I could tempt him with a trip to a bookstore or something like that. We'll have to see. Because if we're doing that, then I'm probably going to have to go over to the house during the week to get that done, unless I try and do it on a Sunday. I don't know. We'll have to see. So that is pretty much everything. I do think this is just going to be a short episode. Even though I've done quite a bit, there's not that much to talk about them, other than the fact that, yay, I did it. So, because honestly, I'd rather right now just hurry up and edit the podcast, put it up, and go back to my knitting. That's what I really want to do, and so that's what I'm gonna get done. All right, thank you for spending your knitting time with me. Your knitting, your crafting, embroidery, I don't even know what. I'm happy that you spent your time with me, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.